What's the Game? Part 2. In my previous column, I put forth a hypothesis that what's happening with this current administration is no accident and not as helter-skelter as it appears. I suggested that there was a game afoot to hollow out our government and to make it so dysfunctional that those in power would advocate that the only way to fix our problems would be to privatize our government, i.e., sell it off to the highest bidding oligarch. Now, some of you may not believe or want to believe that our nation is on the verge of no longer being of the people, for the people, and by the people, and is slowly being replaced by an authoritarian government, perhaps even a fascist state. You are where most Germans were when Hitler was on the rise. They refused to believe that what did happen could possibly happen. People in America today are in denial. They think that if doing nothing, everything will be just fine. It won't. You'd be well served to understand the game that you now find yourself in. For years, the mega rich have been working to rig the game, and their persistence is finally paying off. The rich get to send their kids to private preschools that cost tens of thousands of dollars. From the time their kids are born, they begin the process of doing everything possible to ensure that their kids get into Harvard or Yale. Years ago, my daughter taught in 3 different preschools in Manhattan. Donald and Melania Trump brought Barron to her school. They were turned down because they were too obnoxious. A story in the New York Times on March 25th caught my attention. The story is about spring break at Paradise Island in the Bahamas for rich high school seniors. Quote, as the day wore on, clusters of boys surrounded crap tables, roulette tables, blackjack tables at the casino. Screaming and high fives broke out. On Paradise Island, the gaming age is 18, and so is the drinking age. The students took advantage of both. I'm up $2,000, yelled one young man, a red Grad City bracelet dangling from his wrist as he waved $100 bills to his friends in front of the blackjack table with a $25 bet minimum. If you think your kid is on a level playing field with these kids, you are sadly mistaken. For all the talk in Vermont about resolving our education funding situation, it's hard to imagine what difference it makes. Why bother? No matter what we do here in Vermont, how can anyone compete with the kids who are born on third base and think they hit a triple? These are kids that will undoubtedly end up running our country. They'll be the chosen ones. Your kids will be standing on a milk crate looking in the window to see the results of their wealth and privilege. As these privileged kids grow older, inherit wealth, and create more wealth for themselves, money will be the only thing that matters. Actually, money and power for them, not for you. The oligarchs do not care about grocery prices or climate change. They don't care about having good public schools because they can send their kids to the best segregated private schools. They believe that they can buy their way out of any of these trivial problems, and the fact is that they can. They live in a very different privileged world than the rest of us. People like our current president would have you believe that he's one of you, that he's like you. He's not. When 47 entered my daughter's classroom those years ago, she was on the floor working with her kids. He stepped on her hand. He never bothered to apologize because he believes he's above that sort of thing. You and I would have said, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Not him. Sadly, this is the same everywhere. The people who live in the Bahamas have hardly any opportunities for advancement. There was a strong emphasis on education, but how can these kids, or your kids for that matter, compete when the stage has long ago been set for the game of who gets to win? In all likelihood, it's always been this way. What's different is that thanks to tax policies that favor the wealthy, we have created more and more extremely wealthy people who get to play and control the game that you aren't even allowed to watch. Yes, there are exceptions. Here in the Bahamas, there's a singer, songwriter, musician, record producer, and actor named Lenny Kravitz. He has formed the Lenny Kravitz Foundation. The foundation organizes a team of nearly 100 volunteers that will set up a 7-day clinic to provide free dentistry and primary medical care for hundreds of adults and children here in Eleuthera, twice per year. The world needs a lot more Lenny Kravitz and a lot less people like Elon Musk and 47 and his Russian oligarch friends who are taking over our country while you're busy getting worked up over a different game, some transgender kid playing softball. Folks, you're watching the wrong game. My name is Bob Stannard. This is The View from my place. Thanks for watching.